and fund and build. So thank you. I'm going to hand it over to Jerry Nash, who is going to talk more about the growth phase. Thank you.
Thank you all for coming out tonight. Figure this out. All right. Of course, I'm Jerry Nash. I'm co-founder. I'm the Outreach Coordinator. I'm going to try to get through this pretty quickly. There's a lot to cover, so I'm going to jump right in. Try to get a tight 15. Basically, I'll go with our owner count. We've attracted 132 owners over the last year. And I've laid out our previous ownership of previous years. So obviously I wish we had a little bit more ownership in the last year, but I'm actually not surprised about where we are either. I don't think it's anything to worry about. I think there's just a certain point when you've been doing this for years where people are waiting for more to happen. And we're actually in that stage, but a lot of the fun stuff hasn't started happening yet. So we kind of had a little bit of a blip last year with all the development stuff in the village, but that kind of died out by the time summer came, and we kind of kept it as much energy as going, but I think things need to happen for owners to get excited and we see more ownership. So I'm going to go over a very brief overview of what we did in the last year. We did our usual markets where we go to a farmer's market or mini farmer's market in the community over the spring and summer. We go to winter farmers markets in the winter. We were at all the usuals there. We continued our brews, news, and FAQs, which is basically we go to a place where they might be serving a brew, whether it's beer or coffee or maybe wine sometimes. We tend to favor the beer and wine places. We're noticing that we try to stick in a cafe every now and then. Also, we attend the usual community events you might expect us to be at, like garden fairs or the Green Scares Fair. We've gone to the last 5 work days, except this last one, which was actually canceled because of snow. Which, you think of the irony of Earth Day being canceled by probable climate change. So let's just not think about that. We've also started in the past year what we're calling PFC in the house, where we're having board members, outreach people, invite people who we may know or we may not know into our house, owners and not, to come and kind of like the brews and news, but it's maybe a more intimate atmosphere. And we're doing really well with those that have been growing in popularity. The last one, I think we got a huge crowd. That was at Jess's. We got 4 owners in that. Previous one, 2. The previous before that, 1. And the first one was at our house where we didn't get an owner, but we got a weird lady who showed up. So, which was probably one of the rare cases where I was glad somebody did become an owner. That's an illustration of what we all do and sacrifice for our co-op. Also, we tried to raise as much excitement about the development that's occurring, about our probable potential new site. And I think we did a good job. A lot of that news was coming out in the early part of the year, and I think we capitalized on that. We also did a big postcard campaign where we had people sign postcards at markets and that. We had a postcard party for our owners to come out and feel involved about actually writing something, sending it to their trustee or the village president if there weren't a Lombardian. And we got a lot of energy from that. Also, we made videos, which we're really excited to show you, and we're going to show you at the end of my presentation. And we did door hangs. Door hangs is pretty kind of simple, kind of grunt work actually, where we basically put as many door hangs on Lombard doors as possible. And we hit our goal of hitting every potential house that we wanted to. We had to avoid certain neighborhoods and where there weren't sidewalks and stuff like that, but we eventually hit 12,000 doors. So we're very proud of ourselves for doing that, and I'm proud of our ownership and our volunteers stepping up to help accomplish that. So now we're going to go from what we did in the last year to what's coming up. First, the month of May will in itself be an event where we want to get to 1,000 owners. We're at 962 owners today, so I think that's a very easy goal to get to. And to incentivize it for our owners and non-owners, we're we have a promotion where if you refer an owner, you and your owner that you bring on get a stylish, sexy PFC tote bag, which I joke, but they really are pretty cool, and they look good, and they're fun to take out and show your ownership pride. Also, we are having another Brews News and FAQs, this time at an actual cafe. Brew Point Cafe in Elmhurst. It's really their newer spot on York Street. It's really big and beautiful. That'll be coming up soon. Oh, and I should note that all of these events you can find on our website under events. You can also find it on our Facebook. We always send out newsletters, so you will find a way to find out about these if you have a pulse, and you can kind of work out a computer. We will also have an event beekeeping workshop in early June on the 2nd, where it's pretty much self-explanatory. One of our board members, Beth, I'm sure a lot of you here know her, she actually has hives, and she does her own bees, and she'll be talking about what that's like, talking about apiaries, and we're also going to be making some of those like canvas things that you can wrap around like food that you put beeswax on to kind of save plastic, not use plastic, so there'll actually be an activity with it too. We're also really excited about our Green Trivia Night that we're partnering with Sierra Club for, which we're really excited because it's going to be a fun night, but Sierra Club members, a lot of their organization, we're kind of, we know each other a lot. They've been supporters of us from the beginning, and we've been supporters of them from our beginning too. So it's nice to be doing an event with them. So we'd ask you to come out, bring friends, and come for just a laid-back evening. It's not really cutthroat competition. It's just a fun excuse for us to all hang out. And we're also doing something with Gardenworks again. That will be later in the summer. That's probably revolving around their fall seedling sale, and that's in the works. So now I'm going to move on to things that you can help us by doing. The first one is get us in front of your group. Many here are probably parts of many different groups out there. Your Rotary Club, your Lions Club, your chamber, or maybe a lot of religious groups, or work groups, or book groups. There's just a lot of organizations out there, a lot of civic groups, a lot of even political groups. There's really not a lot that we can't share with a potential group. And we've even tailored what we talk about to these groups before. So that's something that can really help us. Also, you can like, comment, and share our Facebook post. That's a little tiny way, but it actually makes a big difference. And you don't have to, share every single one. You can like a lot of them, comment on half of them, and share kind of more newsy ones every now and then. And especially tomorrow, because we're going to be posting one of our new videos tomorrow, and that would be cool to share with everybody, and that can create a lot of excitement. So make sure you go to our site tomorrow and share that. Also in the same vein, forwarding our newsletter. We never really talked about that before, but that's another way to get more people on board who maybe aren't on social media, or maybe you're not on social media yourself. So that's a great way to spread our word. And just like with Facebook, it doesn't have to be every newsletter. We put a lot out there, but maybe just one that you think would be special for somebody you're sending it to. Another thing, a small thing that can have a big result, is distributing brochures. I've actually got a lot of brochures here tonight. If you'd like to take a couple, if you have a place in mind, maybe the organization that I mentioned above that you might be a member of, or maybe your gym, your doctor's office, somewhere you do yoga, that can really help us. And yard signs. I brought a couple yard signs here tonight. After the meeting, if you'd like to display one in your yard, just grab one. They're free to owners. And they're actually really beautiful. They're not like a lot of other yard signs you see around. They've got a nice wood background. They kind of look good with your landscaping. So, and people, that's probably the third biggest reference we get to when we ask people why they became owners when they sign up online is yard sign. So those really work, and they're very helpful. Oh, and see, I always forget. I'd like to take a picture after tonight's presentation, after the Q&A. I always forget, so I put it right here. That's something else you can help me with, is being in the picture. and reminded me to take it after Q&A. There's volunteering. If you'd actually like to become more involved, more internally, more on a planning level, you can volunteer to help us. We've got a couple ways to do it up there, but something we're looking to really expand on in the next year is creating a team that focuses primarily on coming up with workshops, coming up with ways to engage our community on that level. That's something that the outreach team does right now, with a lot of help from the board and a lot of help from volunteers out there. But we think this is something we can pass on and make its own committee. So if planning events or doing something involved with, maybe DIY things, if that sounds like something you'd like to do, talk to us, get a hold of us. You can also get in your head now to volunteer for the community investment program that Jess will be talking more about in a second. We're going to need a lot of volunteers for that. And it can be a lot of the same things I've listed already. Like if you have web or graphic design, that's really going to help a lot. Or you can just get ready to think about maybe being on a phone bank team or a couple other things. We will have ways for you to volunteer for that, believe me. And also you could write info@prairiefood.coop or my email at jerry@prairiefood.coop. So now we're going to get to the exciting part, or one of the exciting parts of this evening, and show you the couple videos we've made in the last year. But first, I'd like to give a big thanks to James Kozar, right over there. I appreciate every owner who gives their time and energy towards helping us, but this was something really special that James did for us. He reached out and he helped us create these videos that would not be what they are without him. And he was a very calming presence. He knew what he was doing. He was just pretty much brilliant at what he did. So we're so thankful for your help, James. And look him up at Apparatus Cinema, and we're going to be linking that a lot. And if you need any kind of work like that, look to James because he's the best. So I'm going to play our first video right now. And after I play this, I want a really thunderous applause. I'd like librarians to come down and hush us if possible. So let's see if we can get this going on the first try. Prairie Food Co-op will be a community-owned grocery store offering locally, sustainably produced food. But it'll be so much more. It will also serve as a focal point for our community and strengthen our economy.
We're having the Sugar Beet Co-op today. They're our mentor co-op, and they're a great example of the kind of co-op that we can open in our community.
We're not here to make a big profit, but when we do, that profit goes back to our owners and goes back to the Sugar Beet to create more of the projects that we want to see. Our goal is really to be here for our owners and for this community. I do think it's brought this neighborhood really together.
Prairie Food Co-op will be a destination and bring new people to our area.
The co-op will provide an incredible amount of richness and culture and quality of life. I think it'll serve as a central gathering place for shoppers to come together, making it that community hub rather than just a grocery store.
I think the co-op will bring more jobs to the community.
Co-ops put more money back into their local community than any other kind of grocery store. So there's clearly an economic benefit to opening the food co-op over a traditional grocery store.
We love the idea of Prairie Food Co-op and Western Grove Farm because we're desperate in this area for more small family farms, producing real food that we can eat that stays in this area. We're desperate for it here. Small organic farms can grow nutrient-dense, better quality, better tasting food. And if that's important for you, then Prairie Food Co-op is for you.
Our community owns it. Our community can be part of the decision-making.
If you become a member of Prairie Food Co-op, you are going to become an owner of a grocery store.
You just have to act on it. To be an enabler, to make things happen in your community, you have to step up from time to time.
By becoming a Prairie Food Co-op owner, you're investing in a place that you can call your own. Together, we can do this.
go to the one that's really unhealthy.